Greetings! I am Herbert Erpaderp, and as you may suspect from the title of this video, this is an announcement for the current group build on my Discord server. It unfortunately has taken me a bit longer to get this done than I would have liked, but there is still plenty of time to enter. Anyway, the topic is vintage kits, which is pretty much what it sounds like, but here's a description which I didn't write and am stealing directly from the post on Discord. Old-timers in this hobby say that things were better in the past, when cheaper model kits were available on supermarket shelves and catered to a young, passionate and thriving model kit culture. This is not so, for the sheer number and variety of kits available today means there's never been a better time to get into the hobby. But this doesn't mean that things were so dull in the past, for it was indeed a time of innovation where a select few model companies dominated the hobby. It was a time of experimentation, wild anachronisms, style and aesthetic over-accuracy, eye-catching dynamic box art, and when a model's playability was almost as important as its cohesiveness as a kit. It was a time before easy internet access, when research could only be done by visiting a library and asking for a book pertaining to your choice of kit, or perhaps a museum visit. While the hobby world has mostly moved on from these archaic kits in favour of even greater detail for display, or even simpler builds for wargaming, many of them still remain today as nostalgia for old-timers and as an interactive, buildable archive for the newer generation to discover the hobby's roots. Every entry into this group build, and you can have up to 3 entries, each entry is to be built from a kit released before 1990, or a modern rebox of the same tooling. If the rebox includes post-1990 new parts, you may still enter it, as long as the newer parts are not used. Aftermarket parts from after 1990 are also not allowed, unless they are absolutely necessary to replace irreparably damaged, degraded, or lost parts. Crudely detailed is not an excuse for aftermarket parts in this build. You are, however, absolutely encouraged to scratch build any additional parts. That is what hobbyists had to do back in the old days, before there was a plethora of aftermarket parts that we have today. You may use any decals you like, even aftermarket ones, though original decals would help to give your model that vintage feel. If you're not sure if you've got a reboxed pre-1990 kit, you can look it up on ScaleMates. It's a good website and a very good resource for this kind of thing. Each completed entry is to be accompanied by the name of the subject, either as it is, or as stated on the box of its first release, the company that originally released the kit, its scale, and the date the tooling was first released. For example, Mark I Sherman tank by Airfix in 72nd scale from 1961. Feel free to also provide any other information. I would encourage you to include things like why you chose to build that kit, and any particular challenges or really fun things that happened while you were building. I would also really like it if pictures were submitted in a rectangular horizontal format, preferably 1920 by 1080 so I don't have to do any resizing. That'd be nice, but at least horizontal is the way to go. That way the pictures won't end up all weirdly cropped, or with big gaps on the sides so that I could get the entire model in the frame. It just looks better. Anyway, the pictures and information should go in the group build images channel on Discord once your entry is completed. For general group build rules there is a post on Discord, but the main ones are, you can build in whatever scale you like, and entries are to be built and painted in the span of the group build. Pre-assembled or pre-painted models are not allowed. I'm always amazed at how often that just doesn't seem to be understood. Along those lines, you need to submit at least one work-in-progress picture of your project, otherwise it won't be accepted. Obviously this is to show that you haven't just taken something you've already done off your shelf and submitted that. Also, it's just really interesting to see how people's projects are progressing. So I certainly encourage more than just one progress picture. Okay, so that's the basics. For the full rules, or if you've got any questions or comments about the group build, check out Discord. That's the place for that. Anyway, I should probably tell you how long you've got. You have until the 20th of May, 2022 to complete your entries. So by the time this video is up, you'll still have well over a month to get your entry in. Sometime after the group build is done, there will be a video to showcase all of the entries, and this time I'll try to get it done as quickly as I can. Okay, so that's it. Maybe I'll see you over on Discord. And if you haven't already, why not subscribe here on YouTube so that you don't miss out on the final entries video and other things that I do. Or perhaps if you've got the means and you want to help a Herbert Erpaderp do Herbert Erpaderp things and seeing my videos a bit early, consider becoming a patron. You can find links to Patreon and all of my other things like Discord and social media in the description below. And as always, I shall return soon. So until then, be excellent to each other, have a nice day, and thanks for watching. Farewell.